Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. I'm so glad you're here, and this is a place where we come to chat, to connect, and to unlock some paper crafting ideas. Many times you share with each other, and I share with you, and you give me ideas, and hopefully I give you ideas. So welcome, and I'm so glad you're here. My name is Lillian of Stampers Niche, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from chilly Alberta, Canada, but we're warming up. We have been in a supreme deep freeze the last few days, and it's been a good time to stay inside and craft. One of Harry's sisters was here, and she was supposed to fly home Friday. She is still here because the planes haven't been flying. She now is scheduled to fly home on Wednesday, so she's anxious to leave and to be able to get home and to all the commitments she had waiting for her. So I think the planes are going to start flying, and you can see the temperature coming up today, and it's supposed to be pretty decent from here on in. So we made it through. Hopefully you got some good crafting in, but in the comments below, just share what's something you did when it was so cold. Today Harry made bread. I'm not the bread maker, Harry is. But what is something you did when it was so cold? Let us know that. Make sure you're saying hi and all that kind of good stuff so that we know, whoops, what's going on here? We know that people are out there and you can make your connections, right? So there we go. Just let's see what's happening. How come it's not coming up? There it comes. I don't know what's going on here. I'm so glad you people are chatting. You made lots of cards, Sharon. Perfect. I made a few too in between visiting and that kind of thing. But yes, and I definitely tried to stay cozy, use the wheat bag a fair amount and that kind of thing. And of course, we all talked about the weather. Somebody finished some card classes. From Maryland. Oh, excellent, Bonnie. So it sounds like you all did some good things during that cold snap. So let's take a look here. We are going to be looking at a suite of products in the mini catalog, and it is on page, here it is right here. I do have it marked, and it is on page 8 and 9. So you can see here this fun suite of products. It's called Be Mine, and we have the stamp set and the punch, and it's a builder punch, so you can use it to create the little bee or other things too. Then there's the gorgeous fun paper, some excellent embellishments, ribbon, and even some boxes here. So I want to just show you these products, and then we're going to make something tonight. So let me just, before I do that though, I wanted to remind you, remember the index at the back of the catalog always has more ideas. So here is the Be Mine bundle again, and there's another idea there. And just in case you thought bees had to come in just yellow, look at all the colors here. I've actually been stamping my bees in all kinds of colors and having a bit of fun with that. So don't hesitate to go and have some fun with other colors. After all, that's our artistic license, right? So let's look at the bundle first. So there's the stamp set, Be My Valentine, and here is the punch. I'm going to flip it over. So these are the three shapes here. I'm going to talk about those shapes in a minute. I just want to talk about the stamp set. For me, this stamp set is almost worth it just for these 4 faces here and for this little flight pattern here, the dotted lines. I love everything else in it too. I've had quite a bit of fun with this. And I'll talk to you about using the words in different ways too. So there's the honeycomb, and I've seen somebody take, I'm blanking out. You know, the bubble wrap. Yeah, bubble wrap. And they've taken their brayer and gone over the bubble wrap with yellow ink and then put their cardstock on it and made some great honeycomb type of looks too. So let's look at these shapes here. So there's the bee's body and there are two sizes of hearts. So I punched them out here just so you could have a visual. And also, you know, my get acquainted sheets. This is one version of it. And then I turn it around a little bit and look at it from different ways. So for example, if I flipped this, let's just grab these. I've got some little pieces here for this very reason. If I flip this and put this way here, that to me it's got potential for a fish, right? So what else do you see with those shapes? Tell me in the comments, and I'm going to show you a few things that have surfaced in my journey with this. Just have to find them here. Here we go. So a couple of things. This here is not just a bee's body, but it makes a great speech balloon. And that's what I did here. The little speech balloon here. And what I did is I stamped and embossed it first so I knew how to put it in the punch so the words would fit. So there's a fun card using that paper. Put that to the side. Then I saw a demonstrator in Hawaii, Cindy Bowman, and she made this. So here is the face of a moose, and that is this right here, just with the stinger cut off. The white eyeballs are this heart right here. So if you could see underneath, the heart comes down like that. And then the little black ones is this heart right here. So the two hearts are layered and they're tucked under. And then this is a piece of foliage from, I forget where. And then you've got a little moose. And then the mouth, she punched out of, let me just bring in some scrap paper. What she did is she put some paper in, she punched, and then she slid it in again and just had that narrow little mouth like that. And then you've got the mouth shape, and you can trim it down if you want. But so she even made the mouth with the punch. So tons of things you can do with that punch once you start to play with it. All right. So let your imagination go a little crazy and see what you come up with. So now what else was in that suite? So we've got the stamp set. We've got the neat punch. Let's just move that. Oh, where am I going to move it? I'll move it over here. You've got this great paper, and it's quite busy on one side. You love the moose, Rhonda? So did I. I had to stop everything and make it as soon as I saw it. But this paper's quite busy on one side, but oh so cute. Look at the smiles on those bees. Aren't they cute? But it's less busy on the other side. So you can have the best of both worlds here. So that's all I've got left of that paper. So then there's the flowers here with the stripes. And then these, I just smile every time I see this sheet. I don't know why. And then the plaid here. And this is just a great, well, they're all great. I'm going to say great every time, so I might as well just show them to you. So there's tons of potential. You can cut some of these figures out. There's these great honey jars, this right here too as well. So there we go, like that. Gail, yours is frozen. Oh, hopefully nobody else is. I'm not seeing anybody else. Maybe just refresh your screen. This fabulous ribbon. So it is called the Sweet Sorbet ribbon. It is nice and soft. It's easy to work with. Oh, Catherine's just froze too. Yikes. Let's see here. What's going on? Let's see. Maybe it just is. Let me know if you're still there, folks. Okay, so we've got this great ribbon here. Anybody still there? Can anybody leave a comment to let me know you're there? Okay, so it's still working. Right. it froze, but people are saying they're coming back in, so everything's okay. All right. If the weather's causing all kinds of issues here, I'm going to say that's the problem. I see that my mother's trying to call me too, so that might be also the problem. Then last but not, well, not last, pardon me, second last, are the square pillow boxes. So they look like this. They come 10 to a package, and when you take them out, you might think, what in the world? But they've got these fold lines. They also have adhesive right here, so it's really easy to put them together. So what you do is you just kind of bend, and it starts to bend on the fold lines, and we just do a gentle fingertip fold like that, and so on. And you just go around. Now, before you put it together, you should stamp on it and that kind of thing. So I'm not going to put it together right now, but then it just overlaps. I didn't do enough folding, but anyway, overlaps, and it goes like that. The same on this side, like that, and you can leave it open or you can close it. And I'm going to show you something else. So here is one that I made right here. I just sponged on here and stamped on here, and then added the bee. Now it does it has to use the, can't talk. Do you have to use the bee on here? No, you can use whatever you want. I was thinking the lavender stuff would be really pretty, all kinds of things. But if you noticed in the celebration catalog, there is a box that is extra long, and what they did is they overlapped them and then put a belly band. So let me just show you that picture, because you might have missed that. I know I did, until I was looking for different examples of the boxes. So here, right here, they sponged or used the brayer to add the color. Then they put them together and wrapped a belly band around, and you have a long box then. So you can do all kinds of things with these. They are food safe and all of that good stuff. So they do have a shiny finish on the inside, but they're great for all kinds of little goodies. It doesn't have to be just food. So wanted to show you that. And now, last but not least, the embellishments. And I don't have that many left. I've been using them, but they come in Pool Party. Let me just double check. Petal Pink, White, Daffodil Delight, and Pool Party. And so there are flowers, there are hearts, and they are just fun to use on so many things. I really, really like them. So that's a close-up look at all of the things in the suite. So I thought, well, it's coming towards Valentine's Day, and some of us like to make treats for Valentine's. So I thought, why don't we make a quick and easy treat holder? I've actually had this planned for you since before Christmas. So I'm going to use some of the designer paper, and then I'm using a color that coordinates with it, and one of the colors that coordinates with it is Pool Party. So I am going to use Pool Party, and it's cut at 8.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to bring our trimmer in, and we're going to cut it in half diagonally. You were looking for treat holders? Oh, I've got a few to show you tonight, Rhonda, so perfect timing. So we're going to put it in like the diamond shape and put one point up here in the cutting trough, and it's hard to see here, but the other point will go down here in the cutting trough. So just pretend that you can see that. And when I am cutting something that has points, I like to start at least part way in, if not the middle, because if I am coming and hitting that point, sometimes I smoosh it. So I'm going to start with my cutting blade in the paper, making sure my points are lined up there, and we'll go up and we'll go down, and now we have the two diamond shape or triangle shapes. So we're going to bring in, we're only going to use one of them. The other one will be for another one, which I'll make after I'm off the camera. And we're going to bring in our simply scored. You can use your scoring tool on your trimmer as well. And we're putting the long side at the top, and it is actually 12 inches long. Isn't that neat? So we're going to do it in thirds. So we're going to go at 4, make a score line, and we're going to go at 8. So 4 and 8, those are the two magic numbers. And then we can get rid of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to, ooh, it looks like I scored at 2 different spots there. Let's just see. We'll do it this side first, then I'll be able to tell. So I'll fold in that way and fold in that way. No one will ever know that I mucked up the scoring there. So what it looks like is a little envelope, right? Now, before we glue it together, because that's how easy the basic one is, we are going to do a little bit of stamping. I told you I absolutely loved this, and we're going to add some of that into the background. So I'm going to bring in Pool Party just to use tone-on-tone stamping. And we'll ink this up here. And this is really random, and I know some of you find random hard, but you really don't worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here and here, and I'm going to show you something towards the end today that I received in a swap where somebody used something different for making little fly patterns. So let me just see. Yeah, I kind of need a little bit more. So what I'm seeing is it covered? What does it look like when it's closed? I could have a little bit more there, couldn't I? Okay. That's pretty good. I think I'm gonna, no, Lillian, leave well enough alone. There we go. So we've got that done. Now we're going to fasten those flaps down. Now you could use tear and tape, but I really want my pocket to be as deep as possible, and tear and tape will take up some of that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use liquid glue. So it's going to be your choice what you use. I'm going to put just a little bead of it along the 2 flaps. Just like that. What it does mean is I have to hold it for a minute, but it also means I am not going up very far. So let's put this one down, making sure to line up those edges there, like that. And then put this one down. So they just crisscross, and you want your edges to be lined up nicely. And I'm even going to run my bone folder along just to squish it together really well. So now we've got our pocket to put our treat in, and it's just decorating. So the way I decided to decorate it was I brought in a piece of the designer paper that's 2.5 by 4. So it's 4 inches across here. So 4 like that is going to be glued down like that. And this is the same paper, see? And it is 2 by 4. So it's just the same width, it's just 1/2 inch narrower. I'm going to layer these 2 together. And first of all, before I fasten them onto the card, have to make a double look at that twice to make sure I'm not making a mistake. There we go. So I'm going to just center it like that. And I have a question. How many of you have a glass mat that you work on? When Stampin' Up! Brought out this glass mat, I thought, what's the big deal about a glass mat? I have to say, I am loving working on it. I will continue always, I think, to work on a glass mat. I just love it. So how many of you have a glass mat, and do you like it? That's my question. Okay, now the next step is we're just going to glue this down on here, but what do we have to watch out for? We don't want to glue it shut, all right? So no glue right here. So I'm going to put my fingers there. I could have even put a mark, but I am going to not put glue there. I can put it a bit like that, but not where my finger is, because that is going to be where that V is, and I don't want glue there. I do that a lot, put my finger where I don't want glue, just because it's just the way I remind myself. And maybe you have little tricks you do for that kind of thing too. So now we've got it looking like that, and we just have to decorate it the way we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the bee. So we can build the bee so many different ways, but we're going to make a little shortcut tonight and stamp the bee right on yellow paper. So we're going to use the bee's body, and we're going to use black ink. And you might notice, I've got a little something on there, that I've cut this kind of narrow. It's about 1.5 inches. And the reason for that is, just where did I put my punch? There we go. The reason for that is when you have a builder punch, you can end up with a lot of what we call confetti, bits and pieces flying everywhere. But this is going to be just about the right size for the bee there. So we're going to ink this up in black ink. When it's such a solid image, I often like to do it upside down so I can see it getting nice and dark like that. The other nice thing about having it stamping right on a narrow piece, if I didn't plan properly, I can easily flip it over. So there we go. We've got the bee's body. And now we are going to slide it in here and just make it so it's got a little bit of a border around. Now remember, when you're lining things up in a punch, you can gently squeeze and just hold it in place and have a better look. But I think that's pretty good. So there, we've got that done. And we'll put that to the side for a minute. Now we need antenna and we need wings. So I'm going to show you afterwards. You could stamp right on white paper if you wanted, but I've been teaching these in classes, so I did a little cheat sheet. So the antenna, because of the way that they're going to fit in that little small heart, so I want the antenna to fit down like that. So this is the way I want to stamp them. The wings, they go that way. So this is the way I want to stamp them. And this helped the people in my class this last week. So let's see, make sure I can remember all that, right? So I'm going to bring in Versamark for the antenna. Use my embossing buddy. Just a second here. Yeah, that's right. Okay, use my embossing buddy here. And we're going to use a vellum. So vellum doesn't dry very quickly. So I don't have the antenna, I have a face. So we've got lots of time to play around. So I'm going to stamp the antenna here. And I'm going to emboss them with black embossing folder. And then I am going to stamp the wings. Now, normally we can't use our regular ink and emboss without including embossing our Versamark in some way, but on vellum you can. So I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbet ink and stamp it here. And then I'm going to bring in clear for the Sweet Sorbet. Clear embossing powder, and just shake it on. Shake off the excess, and the powder is stuck to the ink there because it's wet. And then I'm going to bring in, better put the lid on that. I'm going to bring in the black and shake that on the antenna. Now when I go to heat this up, when I was making tons of these, I just stamped a whole row of them. But for tonight, I'm doing just the one. when I go to heat this up, vellum heats really quickly, so it's not going to take much. In fact, there are two settings on your heat tool, a lower one and a stronger one, and you might even want to use the lower one. Mine hasn't been heated up, so I'm going to give her a blast, and you'll see it start to change here. There, right away, it's done already. And here we go. And I think we've got that one done as well. So that's how quickly it goes on vellum. Now we're going to bring in our punch, and if we had our plans done correctly, I think everything should work out. So bring the antenna. I love how they fit in that little heart. Somebody was genius in that. There we go, we've got that. And then we're going to bring in this and bring it from this side here. And again, like that. We've got that. And we'll get rid of this, and I think we're finished punching with the bee builder, so we'll put those here. So let's build our, well, before we build our bee, he needs a face, or she, or whoever. So should we have a smiley face? That seems to be what I have out. So we're going to have a smiley face, but you could have one winking. Our granddaughter is really into telling a joke and then winking these days. There we go. So we've got that cute little smiley face. Then I'm going to bring in a blends. Now you can use a marker or a blends, and I'm using the narrow end and just adding a little dot of red, which to me just brings the face to life. Now we're going to fasten these on, and especially if I'm mass producing, I will put all the wings and antenna on silicone mat, and then just go along and put a dot of glue at the bottom of each. You could use a glue dot as well, whatever you're comfortable with. And then I take my bee, this is just how I do it, and I stick the antenna on right about where those stripes are. Everyone turns out slightly different. Then I stick the wings on, and just like that, I have my cute little bee. I'm going to let it dry for just a minute, and then I might curl the wings a little bit. Just whatever. Now, I want something for my bee to be anchored on, so I'm just going to bring in a piece of vellum. It could be white paper, whatever, and the 2-inch circle punch, whatever circle you want to do. And there we go, we've got that. And now our bee should be fairly dry. And I'm going to bring in my bone folder and just add a little dimension. So I'm going to hang on to this so that it doesn't get pulled off, and just curl it a little bit. Oh, Laura, you found the bee symbol there. So cute. That's neat. Now, if you want, you can bring in Wink of Stella as well, and add a bit of sparkle. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it does in real life. So now I'm thinking we are going to put this bee on here just to make the decoration. So we're going to put the bee on dimensionals. Where did my dimensionals go? Here we go. So just a couple of dimensionals will work here. And we're going to stick those to the vellum. Now I can put dimensionals or adhesive on the vellum and know where to keep it, and so it won't show. I'm going to use dimensionals again, just because I happen to like dimensionals. And there we go. And I've got the face going this way. If I had wanted to, I could have done the bee going the other way, and you're going to see that. I'm going to have some of it sticking up a little bit, sort of like that. And you could go with it just like that. I'm going to add some words. So I'm going to bring in some white paper, and I'm going to bring in you're as sweet as honey. So I'm just going to use the grid on my glass mat here and go like that. Then bring in my black ink. And stamp it. Now, I don't want all those words. So there's a few things that I could do. I could cut some of it off like that. But this time around, I am going to actually, I want your and I want sweet. So, and I'm just freehand cutting. It took me a long while to get comfortable freehand cutting, but you know what? I really like the look of it now. And I love that you can change up your words by doing a little word surgery here. So, you're sweet. There we go. We've got it like that. And my plan is, one of the things I like about a glass mat is you can bring things to the side. They slide easily, and there's a lip, so it's easy to pick them up. So I'm going to put them on sort of like that. That's my plan. So let's bring in some mini dimensionals and put them on the back here. And I'm going to see if I can fit 2 on, just because I find it stabilizes it a little bit. Sometimes one, they kind of can twist and turn a little. I better get take your pick tool here, it seems. So that one is sweet, so I'll leave that one. This one is your. So your sweet. Just like that. And I forgot to bring my treats over. Let's pretend my bone folder is a treat. And my scissors. And it's you can fit your treats in just like that. And I love how simple and quick this comes together. Here was the one that I made originally, and this one I just used sweet as honey like that. Oh, I forgot my embellishments. So let's see. We could put a little heart on the tummy. We could do like here and put a flower. I am needing some of the hearts for tomorrow for another class. So I think I will go with, oh, man, these all coordinate so beautifully. I'm going to go with one of these flowers and put it right there. Okay, so I'm seeing people are liking this. Oh, I'm so glad. I quite loved it myself. Now I want to show you that you don't have to just use cardstock. All right. So I was playing around and I thought, well, I wonder if designer paper would be sturdy enough. So I used the Delightfully Eclectic designer paper. This is the triangle I have left. And I made this one here with the daisies. So this would be great for spring, Easter, bridal showers, just because. And then I took one of those little composition notebooks from the local dollar store and covered it and stuck a bit of the gold twine, you know, the gold and silver that's on the online exclusives. And you can tuck that in there. So yes, it will work with designer paper. It will work with cardstock. When you decorate with designer paper, you can always pull your colors from that. And that's always a treat. Now, who would like to see a few more bee projects? Because I have been having a little bit of fun. All right, so I showed you this one here. So it's just the bee paper folded over, and I used the flowers here. So you can see that. So we've got that one there. This one we did in a class this last week. It's called a rocking card. This one I got the idea from Sue Moore. She's an artisan. Let me just see if I can. So what it is a circle folded in half, and it will rock just like that. It's really lots of fun. So that was one that we've done. So we did the Use Your Sweet here, and we actually stamped on the designer paper, and we'd use the yellow there. So we'll put that up there. And then in a swap, I received this one, which is very similar. It's a rocker card too, but look at this. Who knows how those were made, those flight lines? Any suggestions? Tool projects on here. Yes, they would be great. Any suggestions as to how this person got, who was it that did this? Hetty did this. She used a new attachment we have that for the Take Your Pick tool, and it perforates, so it's protected here right now. Let's see. So when you run this along, it makes little holes, little stitch lines like that, and that's what she did. So she made it look like a flight pattern like that. So I just love that. I love that idea. And then I think I've shown this before, but here's another one, just using the paper and like that. We did this one on stage. And then when I was doing my wobble cards, I know I shared this one here. So this one is just so much fun. And I used the honeycomb here. What did I do on the inside? Just some more honeycomb. So those are some ideas with the Be Mine. Hopefully that's got you going. Now I have another treat idea to show you. So let me just get rid of some of this. So this is tonight's, like that. This is another one treat idea using the bees. So, and the bees are pink and red this time around. So we use the celebration paper. Oh, what is it called? I've got it just over here. Just a second. Most Adorned. So it's the designer paper in Celebration that is gold on one side, gold and white, and then it's got your reds and Flirty Flamingo on the other side. So we are fortunate here in Spruce Grove. We have the Bee Made Honey Factory, and they sell these little sticks of honey, a liquid honey, in I don't know how many different flavors. I want to say 50, at least 20 anyway. So, and this one is lemon honey. So, and it was made by Bee Made. So what I did, I got this idea from a demonstrator named Dee Slater, and I changed it up just a little bit. So there's this that's holding the honey here. Then when I tied the stir stick to the honey, I actually punched 2 holes and fed the ribbon through and tied it. And then when I put this on, it covers the ribbon on the back. So that was how I tackled that. So these are little treats that are being handed out at different events, and some of you have received it already. The measurement of the designer paper is 2 by 6. So you get 12, I guess, out of a piece of designer paper. So if this is 2 by 6, then this is 2 1/4 by 6 1/4. You get the idea, and then you just start to ad lib the best you can. So all these little hearts, again, they were all from that one stamp set. So one stamp set's doing it all, and you can see there's the face we used tonight. Here's a little scrunchy up face, and there's a winking one and a sleepy one. I've seen lots of love for the honey treats. Oh, thank you. I was pretty pleased with how they turned out myself. So I'm glad you're liking them. So this is where I was mass producing and lining up my wings and my antenna, and way to go. So it's just like that. So hopefully this has given you some ideas, and the fact that you can see it. Where did I put the others? Oh, put it somewhere. You can see that it doesn't have to be just Valentine's. And the bees don't have to be just Valentine's. I had two little girls over crafting here the other day, and they were using the Bee Mind Suite, and they were all excited. They were making birthday cards for their dad because he raises bees. So it can be for anything. They are so cute and have so much personality. They make great birthday cards and all kinds of things. So hopefully that has inspired you. If you make these treat holders, I would love to see. So please share them. And thank you, everyone. Remember, if you need any... Oh, I forgot one thing. If you place a $60 or more order with me this month, I have a gift for you. I have a free class to go. Remember, I showed you this class last week. It's my first mailing is going tomorrow. It's all cut and ready to go and packaged up. And so if you are interested in that and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, place a $60 more or more order. Can't talk. With me, and you get the class for free. If you do have a demonstrator but you want the class, just go to this here, Lovely and Sweet class, and register, and you can purchase the class as well. So you can have the best of both worlds. So thank you, everyone. Hope you're inspired, and continue to stay warm and happy crafting. Bye-bye.